Right, here we go. So episode 3 of the OurTeam Podcast. We've done 2 so far. They've been a really good success so far. We've got a special guest on today, which is Spaceward Bird. So we're going to be talking all things MT and, making MT and saving MT and not spending your hard-earned money. So that's going to be good. We had a quick chat with him a couple of days ago. He's amazing to speak to. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's been a big week in the game. Probably the biggest week we've had so far in terms of content and everything that's going on for sure. As always, I'm joined by Josh and Jaquel. Josh, what have you been doing this week?
This week, I've just been keeping it really simple, playing a few unlimited games, playing on my friend's account. Nothing too in-depth. Just recently posted a lot of gameplays, so I've just taken advantage of this huge content job.
Yeah. I noticed you busted out a British accent in your streams. Where did that come from, man? Like you went full Austin Powers.
I think Jazz 2K is starting to run well for me. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the Jazz effect.
We've been talking too much, clearly. Jaquel, what's been going on,
man? Just a whole lot of unlimited sweat games this week, and speeding through them. But I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying the content, so it's been good.
You've been going crazy on my account. You've been running over Galaxy Opal T-Max on a daily basis. It's good.
Yeah, it's been good.
You play Killzoy as well?
Yeah, play Kills. It was a pretty wicked game. First thing in the morning. Wasn't what I really wanted, and he was doing the gameplay, so there you go.
He caught you napping, didn't he?
Literally caught me napping.
What is it? You're like 94-1, and you've lost one game, and it was to Killzoy. That's because you were basically asleep for the first quarter. You were down by like 25, and you pulled it back to 1.
Yeah, 1 point.
Oh, he's such a pro.
Come on. Game. Yeah, that was good. That was a mean game. I had fun. I still had fun in it. That was crazy.
You was down 25 and you came back? When I get down 25, I don't think I ever come back. That's a pro gamer right there, y'all.
Usually I hit the options button and quit then. That's usually what I do.
Hell yeah.
You were using my account. I was kind of hoping he would think I was that good at the game, but no. That's cool. Guys, we've got Space on later. Excited about
that? Yeah, 100%. It's going to be super dope.
Yeah, Josh's been doing his Illuminati stuff again. He's going to get Joe Biden on next week. Watch, it's going to be amazing.
Oh, my gosh. They can hear us.
Yeah. They're listening in. Guys, before we get into the content, we had a really interesting question from a sub.
Right.
Guys, if you want to leave comments and stuff, obviously, please do. Anything you drop, we'll probably discuss in the following week. So if there's anything you find interesting, let us know. The question that was, for unlimited and limited, should we have a choice of rewards instead of just having that one card? I found that super interesting. You think so?
Please. There should be choices. There should be multiple. Why not? Like you're gonna hand out Terry dishwasher cards, hand out multiple cards we can pick from. I
feel like
come on.
If they're gonna do rewards, it should be like how they have each tier. Like let's say silver, you get a silver player. Gold, you get a gold player, but like a certain, it's not like a bad silver player, like a good silver player for silvers and, so on and so forth. So like when you get a pink diamond, you get a pretty decent pink diamond reward. So that's the only reason I would agree with something like that. Other than that, I like the format of how it is, like in that Hall of Fame badge and stuff. It's dope.
Yeah, so I think what they were talking about more, like I've got the unlimited pack opening dropping later today. So I'm dropping a video later where I basically open all the packs from unlimited. So I've opened them and you'll see what they are. I think what they were talking about mainly is like the main reward. So like, Kevin McHale, Westbrook, just the main cards that you get. Because the point that they raised is like all the cards, like everyone's squad basically ends up the same, doesn't it? Like at the end of the season, everyone's running at least 5 or 6 of the same cards. So let's say the unlimited reward was like McHale or Westbrook. Let's say he moved over there, or and one other card. Do you think it would be more interesting as a whole in my team if those main rewards were a choice?
Yeah, you want to add. So what I would like to see is for limited, like it'd be Russell Westbrook, add a Damian Lillard, add a Steph Curry. If you know what I mean, you can choose out one of those 3. Why not? Because people love all 3 of them. that becomes
Yeah.
choice, and it becomes everyone's not going to have the exact same player. Make them pretty much the same too, so that there's no that one's OP. I'm going to grab him.
Yeah,
That's half the reason people grab cards. But
No,
if
I
we
like
just
what
have,
Jake's saying.
yeah,
I agree with it. It's like with him just saying those three alone, it's like it shows the different play style of each team. With Damian Lillard, got somebody who could shoot like Curry, but slash like Westbrook. Westbrook is somebody who could shoot, but like it's OP at slashing. Curry is somebody who could slash, but he's OP at shooting. So like it kind of creates like a different path for everybody building a team around certain plays differently. So I definitely agree with what Jake's saying.
Yeah. I think it was a super interesting question because there's various things that decide what cards you pick up, right? Like your play style, also what cards you need, right? Like if you've got D Wade, do you need another, Galaxy Opal shooting guard? Are you going to be wanting to grind that out? But if you had the choice of like a strong power forward and a center, you might grind it out because they fill a gap. But play style was the big thing. It's like you just said, Josh. Like, let's say it was Curry, Westbrook, and Ben Simmons, right? At point guards, they're your choices.
Right.
Like those three cards suit three completely different play styles, right?
Right.
Like I think it's interesting. You kind of got the defensive length with Simmons, you've got the rim running with Westbrook, and you got the shooting with Curry. So I thought it was just a really interesting idea. And I'm trying to do this more on this channel. Like 2K not the most creative company in the world. Like I think if we can give them some ideas, hopefully they start picking some of this stuff up.
Oh, we're gonna charge. We're gonna have to charge them, of course, if they take some of our ideas.
100%.
100%. And I'm gonna charge them the same way they charge us for those packs. So, and I didn't. Speaking of packs, I did a pack opening the other day, and I didn't get squat. You know what? We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna get into that right now. But I'm a little upset about it. I'm a little upset.
I think we should get into it. What happened?
I wanted that Galaxy Opal LeBron. Like, if anybody that watches my channel knows me, I am a huge LeBron James fan. So 2K, they got me. I'm not gonna lie, they got me. And the fact that he's a Curry slide, oh man, I spent like $70 on packs. $70 on packs.
Oh, you spent money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw. I can't remember. I think it was Denver. He spent $2,000 to pull one.
Did he get anything?
He got LeBron. Yeah.
Oh, he better have like $1,000. Damn. If I had money like him, I would have been doing the same thing. Matter of fact, I can't even say that I'd go MT, but we're just gonna cut that part out. $2,000 worth of MT. I'm rich. You know what I'm saying?
That's all good. Yeah, you do your thing. So guys, it's been a super interesting week in terms of content. Definitely the most sort of interesting week we've had. But the escalation from this week, from the previous weeks, is just insane. Let's try and get through it in order because there's so much to cover. Like I've got 4 notes here of kind of different points of content that are super important. So we started with those the Ben Gordon packs, right?
Yes, the Ben Gordon.
You guys try them out?
I didn't get to try him out. I did see, however, a lot of comparisons between him and Wade. I believe he has Hall of Fame range. I still want to try out the card. I'm not gonna lie. Still gonna try to get a chance to try him out. And I believe his price is down low right now because of the other content that's dropped. So it's like, right now is a chance that I feel like if you want to make some MT this weekend, buy whatever cards you can. Give it like a week or so, flip them, and you're gonna see a definite rise in prices of cards after.
Yeah, the whole market is down because of the recent drop. I tried that Ben Gordon out. I really liked him. You guys know me. I struggle with quick releases, and his release was rapid, rapid. Yeah, it's a really good card. Then we got onto like the most unexpected thing of the season, which is Terry Dishwasher. This whole situation, I mean, 2K basically released a better Kawhi in Triple Threat Offline. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, but the thing I do kind of like about it is like it's not really guaranteed you're gonna get him. Like, I mean, if you play enough, you can, but it's not guaranteed. Whereas with Kawhi, you really got to put in the work to get that card. And Terry Dish, I was about to call him the wrong name.
He's got a few nicknames, hasn't he? Yeah.
The Slinger. Terry Slinger.
Yeah. We'll just leave the Slinger. We'll leave the first one.
Mr. the Dentist, Terry the Dentist. Yeah. He's a really good card. I used him on my friend's account, and like that Curry slide animation and Hall of Fame range and his hot zones and Showtime dunks is making the perfect shooting guard. So like with any kind of point guard you run, because you want one of your shooting guard to be pretty much your best scorer. So you can get the ball in his hands. If you need to get a bucket down the stretch, you get you some stops. Definitely a really good card. And like somebody like me, if I get my hands on that card, I just might not get Kawhi. I'm not even gonna lie, I just might not get him.
Yeah, people have given up on him, man, because of that card. Like I've seen multiple posts on Twitter going, "I'm done with the XP grind now." As soon as they pulled him, I was really lucky. Like I got him after 44 games, and actually within the 15 games I'd played of TT Offline before that, I pulled Embry and Beck. So I ran a gameplay yesterday. I was basically running like a TT Offline God squad, and it's just crazy. Like I'm running on TT Online with Beck, Embry, and Dishwasher, and that's 3 exceptional cards in this game. All 3.
Yeah.
And I was beating the sort of Wades and the bigger cards in the game. Like, I don't really understand why they've released this. Is a mistake, right? Like this, they regret this. Do you think they regret this?
Yeah, no, but I think they're gonna come in hot anyway with a update on their Kawhi. Their Kawhi's not gonna stay the exact same as it is right now. He's still got a long time. They'll update it, and it's still the Kawhi is still a bit better. And who knows, like, really how all of his animations go together, or if they update those as well. Like they have to make it OP, because when someone gets it and it's OPS, like it's even better than Terry, then everyone's going to rush to try and get it, and it's going to be this whole big thing for 2K.
Yeah,
that card will get better.
Yeah, I agree. They have to update it now, because this is a disaster.
They have to update Westbrook. They have to. I feel like they're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, Westbrook, throw him away.
No.
He's done.
No, he didn't need to update him. They need to throw him some more Hall of Fame badges, especially some finishing badges. I'm not giving up on Westbrook. I'm gonna still get that card. I'm gonna show y'all when y'all see that gameplay. I'm gonna show y'all why I should have got Westbrook.
I hope he is worth it for you and everyone that's grinding for him, bro, because it's looking like he's about to be left behind. Like there's no tomorrow. You know,
these point guards, their job. They scared me.
Ben Gordon.
I'm get to that, but yeah. Ben Gordon, Pink Diamond, like, oh my god. They need to make him taller or something, because Westbrook, honestly speaking, he's not really 6'3" in real life. He's really like 6'5".
Is it with you?
He's really like 6'4". He's really like, because you see how they updated LeBron and KD's height? Because KD used to be 6'9" in 2K, he's like 6'10" now. LeBron used to be 6'8" in 2K, he's 6'9". So Westbrook, honestly, in real life, he's really like 6'5", 6'4". So if they could just add they could give him that height of 6'5" with that same stats, he's a game-changing card now. He's a little bit different. He's like an Oscar Robinson. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know, I'm gonna be like, yeah, direct. I think Simmons already outdated Westbrook.
Simmons can't shoot.
Yeah,
I can't. Nah. Somebody.
Listen,
me personally, I can't use a card that can't shoot.
If your meta is shooting, are you going to be running Westbrook?
Huh?
If your meta, if your approach to the game is shooting, you're going to be running Westbrook over Wade.
Westbrook got an 86-3. I sure will. I would run Westbrook and Wade in the backcourt. I throw a shoe on him. I throw my coach on him. You could, like I said, man, that Curry slide get you so many open looks, and you could time the release is good. I'm damn sure we'll be running Westbrook, because they're gonna expect me to drive, and when I shoot, now you're gonna play me up. I'm driving by you every time. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see, man. Let's see. We've still got 30 days of content. And look at this week. I agree with Jaquel, man. I cannot see Westbrook still being relevant. And it's also the history of limited. When they drop a limited card, it's always outdated a week later, right? Jaylen Brown, Aaron Gordon. It's the history of that mode. Honestly, I'm thinking of checking out a limited. If it wasn't so easy right now, like it's easy. If I get to a week where I'm having to sweat to get the ring, I don't know if I'd see it through. I don't know if it's worth it.
No, last week was sweaty for me. Like last week.
20?
They made it like impossible. Last week was so last week of limited. It's like they made it. I think you could only use like a ruby or something, and like the rest just has to be I'm like, what? Who the hell wants to use sapphires? Like, why would I want to use these cards that are so terrible? I'm like, nah, they're making this hard on purpose. But this one's a bit easier.
It was starter pack week, wasn't it? That's basically what it was. Like, if you just bought the game loaded in, you're competitive. This week was interesting. Should we talk about that? Should we talk about limited this week? It took me 11 games, 11 wins. That's the longest it's taken me, probably in 2 months to get it. But the requirements were quite easy, I think. I ran De'Aaron Fox, Ibaka, and Zion. It was pretty painless, to be honest. I think it's a decent week. I do like limited. Like, it's been a long time since we had like an OP week, hasn't it? Where we can run like basically our God squad. It is every week we seem to be loading in sapphires and rubies and stuff now. So I think that's a good thing. What do you guys think? Like,
yeah, because you got to take that. They have to take that breather from unlimited. Like if you're gonna let everyone use solid air squads, then it defeats kind of the purpose of it. It's I do. Yeah, I can get on current gen how it gets annoying with those lower players, but like they have to kind of have a game mode where you can use those players because otherwise you're going to be having all these cards that literally mean nothing. Mean nothing. So just have some. Yeah, it has to be like that, and then let us use some of our mean cards with them, but because otherwise, yeah, it's like playing with bloody bronze players pretty much, and so yeah, no one wants to do that, but.
Yeah.
Some have some use for these silver and sapphires, and we got to have something.
Space is probably going to talk about this stuff in more detail later, but I made about 100k MT flipping Ruby Clay Thompsons in the last sort of 12 hours. So it's quite good for that as well. Like, you know, that's one of the best 21 series cards. And yeah, people were putting them up for like 1k. I was selling them back for 3. Easy MT. All right. So content wise, I think the next thing that came is Sexton, right? What a sentence that was. Sexton. Sexton was next. That's probably how I should phrase that. Did either of you guys try Sexton?
I did not, but I'm hearing really good things about him. I heard like just that Hall of Fame range, and you know, shout out to Colin Sexton because that Cavs team is nowhere near the level of the Nets team. Crazy. And the way he performed, man, kudos to that young bull, man. He is tough.
Hey, Cavs is my squad too. That's my squad. Them boys are nice though. Them boys are nice. As long as we got our 2 guards on the court, we need Garland and Sexton. We fine. Like when they go off, man, though, we play like we in the 90s or like the 80s, bro. We got post hooking from Drummond all game. Like, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's tough. That team is tough, man. I ain't gonna lie. They beat the Nets again, actually. So yeah, shout out to them with that. Like,
that's crazy. That was the first time. I knew. First time. I'm not surprised. Right?
I mean, I'm not surprised though, because you can only do so good without defense. Like, good offense is good, but if you can't get no stops, because you got to have that one guy out there who could slow down Sexton if you're having a hot game. You get that, all right, cool. Your scores go up, good. But yeah, the Nets, I really don't see them doing too much if they don't get any defenders on their team sometime soon.
They need to work it out on. They need to work it out on offense. Do you know Kyrie took twice as many shots as Harden in that game? Do you know? Like, I said it when we had Simba on, right? I was like, off the court is where this is gonna blow up. In what world do you have one of the best scorers in the history of the game on the floor, and Kyrie Irving's taking twice as many shots as him?
I need to be that guy sitting back and facilitating because he's a point guard. And let the scorers do their thing. I mean, if they coach, I guess step up, but Nash gotta work that out with him, man. I don't know, man. Brooklyn is.
So they're gonna be a work in progress. Like it's like no team can just come together like that and be like that. But the scary thing for the league is that those 3 are now together. So the team's gonna get better. But maybe not this season they win. Hey, they still got plenty of time. They're at 32. Harden 31, they still got like 3-4 years, bro. Like the league's in trouble. What if they get another player? Like, you know what I mean?
It's injuries though. That's the thing. Like all of it, like not all of them. 2 are really injury prone. And then you see Harden. I mean, Harden, the way he carried himself with that whole Rockets thing. I mean, like I definitely see potential within this team. But this year, I don't think it's their year. I feel like they still got to figure it out. They got to make some off-season, some off-season moves to get get some defensive pieces really, and they'll be set. But I feel like the Lakers are the favorite this year still.
Yeah, but that's where it's scary for the league, bro. They have now time to grow as well. It's not just the season. Like they're going to be coming, and if they get some more pieces behind them, look out.
Do you think anything but championship is failure for them, the Nets?
I think it's bust, a championship or bust right now. Like if they don't win the next 2 years, if they don't win this year, they got to win next year. And like I'm a Bron fan, I give him one more ring. But if the Nets figure it out, I don't give him a 3-peat. But if they don't,
you got Spencer. Hey, you got Spencer Dinwiddie too. They ain't there. He's injured, man. If they had him this year, wow, that's
what I'm saying. Like the offense, but they need, because in the playoffs, defense matters. Like you see that that's what really got the Miami Heat to the championship. Like their they were down 20 against the Celtics like 2 or 3 times throughout that series, and they came back just off their defense. So like defense is definitely just as important as offense, especially in the playoffs. So, like, I'm excited to see what they could do. But if they can get some pieces, I feel like me personally, Harden and KD is enough. I feel like with the way Kyrie's been handling himself, if they don't figure something out, they should trade him away for some defensive pieces. That's what I would do. While he still has value.
They probably will.
Definitely should do.
The pressure's on Harden, though, isn't it? Right now, above all, the pressure is on Harden, right? The other two have already got a championship. Harden's kind of proved that he can play with another star and not win as well. He had CP3, he had Westbrook. It's not like he's been playing with bums his whole life. Now he's got two of the best players. I think if they fail to win a championship this season, I think Harden might be the biggest underachiever in the history of the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's a reason he came. Yeah, there's a reason he came there, and there's you're going for the chip.
A move like that, you're trying to win right now. Like a move like that, you're trying to win. Like,
they're not waiting on anything. That was like the craziest few days I think we've seen in trade history. Like it's just mad.
They are finessing. They're finessing the whole league with everything they did. The Kyrie stuff was all like I feel like all of that was.
I feel like they played right into his. Yeah, I feel like but if
how does he not want to play? And then as soon as Harden said, I'm excited to come back. Come on.
Piece of
he made himself untradeable pretty much. No one wanted him. You know, Rockets would have been like, we don't want Kyrie Irving. Like, look at him. And then, all of a sudden, he's all good. Like, what?
The only person that could handle Kyrie was LeBron, right? Like, in the dressing room. That's really obvious.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And he left LeBron. Kyrie, his ego is going to be his downfall.
Yeah.
I feel like even though the Warriors did have KD, had Kyrie stayed, LeBron probably would have stayed in Cleveland. They could have possibly got like another little. They possibly could have pulled off AD on that team and had a big three right there because you get rid of Kevin Love, and I promise you they would have been winning like 2-3 more chips after that. Like if Kyrie would just understand, all right, I'm not the big dog yet. LeBron is so unselfish. Like you seen how that last season, although he got Finals MVP, it was AD's year. Like AD was eating. Like LeBron led the league in assists. Like LeBron will let you do you. Yep. But he got to show you how to win first, and that's something LeBron learned from like D Wade. I feel like the reason LeBron went to Miami and the reason Dwayne Wade needed LeBron, even though LeBron was coming up to being that best player, but since Dwayne Wade taught him how to win, it took LeBron to that next level.
Well, Wade basically said it to LeBron, didn't he? Like that was a turning point for LeBron, where he basically said, "It's your time now. Just go take over." Like Wade was the guy, right? And he just humbled himself and said, "You're better than me. Go make this happen."
Do your thing. Like that's the only way that was gonna win. Like LeBron had to be the man, and that's what LeBron understands because Wade taught him that, and now he's teaching AD. Yo, the only way we winning, you got to be the man. I'll help you out, but you got to be the man on this team. And I feel like had Kyrie just had that mindset, LeBron would have been like, "All right, I'm getting older. You got to be the man. Like you see what we could do. You got to be the man." And we got to have that mindset to win the championship, man. Definitely.
Yeah. Speaking of LeBron, watch this like seamless transition. Watch this. New content.
Miami LeBron too. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. It is that LeBron. It's that winner LeBron, isn't it? I mean, let's talk about this because this is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous what they've dropped this week. To go from Sexton to Galaxy Opal T-Mac, Galaxy Opal LeBron, point guard Simmons, pink diamond Porzingis. Even some of the rubies are better than some pink diamonds in this game, in this set. Like, they went crazy. What's the thoughts?
Mind blown right now. Like, first of all, seeing that LeBron, power forward, small forward, that's kind of like my position where I'm like, I could pick him up, And I found out they upgraded his animations. That was Curry slide. Yeah. That man is Curry sliding. So not only is he just dunking over everybody, if you want to shoot, all right, let me just get a little screen. Curry slide green. That's it. You know what I'm saying? He do his thing. So that card is definitely one of the most unguardable cards. T-Mac, I don't have to say too much about Chase McGrady. I know the history of Chase McGrady in my team. And the other cards is really dope too. But those are like my two favorite.
They fixed LeBron's two kind of historical issues, didn't they? Like in previous sort of years, he always had two issues. He had that broken layup package, and he would always shoot corner twos instead of threes. They fixed both of those things this year. So I think with the possessed card, they changed his layup package, and now they fixed his jump shot as well, so he doesn't step in. So yeah, you add the Curry side to that again. Yeah, he's the best card in the game, comfortably, right?
Yeah.
T-Mac?
Those cards are insane. T-Mac, LeBron, like, I just can't believe they're already here. Like, it's pretty crazy.
You played T-Mac
blows
pretty
my
much
mind.
every game, didn't you? Like yesterday, you played like 12
Yeah.
games, and it was like
I
T-Mac
played him. Yeah, I've only played him and the Porzingis. Like, I've played him multiple times already, and I'm just like, where is everyone getting this MT from? Where, you know what I mean? Like, what? How are you gonna drop like T-Max? What 600,000 or was for like the whole day, and then I don't know how much Porzingis. Yeah,
it actually might be 800. T-Mac.
Yeah, I think they had
VC glitch. That's how I know everyone's got their MT, their VC glitch.
I think 2K had a nice lunch yesterday, man, in their headquarters. Like, you know, they made some money. They made some serious money in the last.
Lunch is on that for the next 3 months. Yeah, next 3 months.
They just bought out all the restaurants in the area. Yeah, like it's it's crazy. I've got a theory. You know, my theories are pretty out there, but let's see how this one lands. I think they weren't intending to drop this content, and I think they did because of Dishwasher and people saying he was the best card in the game.
Hey, I wouldn't put that past him. You know what I mean? Like, they listen to the community.
Yeah, when it comes to money,
Baron Davis, apparently they don't listen to Baron Davis apparently because the one issue about the Showtime dunks, Baron Davis personally tagged Ronnie 2K, changed his animations, and not a damn thing was changed. So they don't listen to the people they need to be listening to. If that man says change his dunk animations, change his dunk animations.
Yeah, well, what do you think if LeBron? What if LeBron said, "Give me all the Hall of Fame badges"? I reckon they would.
They would. Yeah, that's.
Speaking of that, did you see the LeBron with all the Hall of Fame badges? Did you see that card?
Yeah.
One went up with 41 Hall of Fame badges, went for 5 million MT, which actually is really cheap. Like, considering what it was.
That should be 20 million. I'd expect like 20 million, but nobody got the kind of MT. Whoever had that 5 million MT is.
Yeah, set.
Right now.
Set. I wonder if
VC glitch.
If I see LeBron on the court, I'm logging off. I'm turning off my system. What am I gonna do? Can't put anybody on him. Like, there's nothing he can't do.
Yeah. Guys, back to TT offline for a sec. Have you seen this controversy about these methods?
Yeah. I've seen a little. I'm not really.
I found it so funny. Honestly, there's not much drama in the 2K community. I found funnier than a guy going online. He dropped a video saying that if you load up a certain team into your kind of main squad and then play TT offline, you're gonna pull this.
Like what? What are we doing? Are we playing superstitions? Like what? I seen his video too. He makes it look all like.
You're not saying his name on purpose? You're not saying his name on purpose?
Yeah. He's actually a really nice guy. I actually really like the guy that posted it. I know him like relatively well, but it just didn't land at all. Like the community went crazy. I started seeing posts like, "Oh, if you kind of rub your PS4 and then throw it off the balcony, you'll get Terry Dishwasher." Like,
it's as bad as the we used to have the old for packs. Like people used to make videos on like, oh man, if you go into the main menu, come back into MyTeam, and then go into your collection, leave your collection, leave MyTeam, come back, open a pack, you'll pull an opal. And I'm just like, man, stop with it. Just stop. I get you want some views and relax.
I really don't think 2K's algorithm takes into the account, that you've got a clover and a lucky rabbit's foot and all of this stuff. Like it's just completely random. It's completely random. Like I think there probably is a time, right? Like so, this is the one thing that I've seen. People say if you open a pack at a certain time, you're more likely to pull a card because there will be an algorithm, right? We just don't know what it is. So that's at least hypothetically possible. But putting a bronze on the end of your bench on your team and going back to Triple Threat offline, it's just brilliant. I might release a video next week, just with my own superstitions. Like if you want to,
here's the thing. If you make a video right and you do that, you do the bronze thing, and then you show you pulling Terry after a game, but it's just pure luck. But that will sell. You know what I mean? Everyone's going to be like, "Whoa, let's do that."
Yeah, I'm going to run this crazy superstitious video that if you run a really good squad in Unlimited, you're more likely to win. That's my superstitions. All right, guys. It's guest time. So yeah, as we said, guys, we've got Spaceward on this week, which is absolutely amazing. Josh, keep doing what you're doing. Like, it's incredible that we have these people on. Thank you for doing that.
This next guest is all you, though. This next guest, the next one that we coming is you. It's all you.
Next week. Next week.
I think Jazz in Illuminati too now. He's in the 2K Illuminati.
Yeah. I'm going to my Freemason meetings, all of that stuff. Yeah, man. I'm clued in now. So guys, please help us welcome Spaceward Bird to the OurTeam podcast. So how you doing, Space?
Yeah, we're doing amazing. Just kind of got up and running some MyTeam on the weekend and just doing our thing. So how about you guys?
Yeah, just listening to that voice.
It's the radio voice. There's no point. I don't know.
It's brilliant.
When you talk in public, like what do people look at you like? Because I tell you what, if I heard that in real life, I'd be like, oh, what's that?
That's a good. I mean, for the videos, I mean, obviously, I like really ham it up. You know, I do like Ryan's Seacrest top 40 countdown type of. But when I'm out like in public or anything, I mean, I teach middle school, right? I teach middle school special ed. So when I'm like, just this is kind of how I'm talking, and when I'm teaching a lesson or whatever, this is kind of.
Yeah, if my teacher sounded like you, I would have paid a lot more attention. I think. Like,
I'd pass the class. Fine color.
Well, it's all about making connections with kids. So right, kind of getting them engaged. So if it takes a little extra Spaceward Bird voice, then so be it.
Yeah, brilliant. I was saying like it would be great if you just walked around narrating my life for a week. I'd love to just like that video at some point. What you been doing on the game? Limited this week?
Yeah, everything's a top 10 countdown. So last night, obviously got home from work and just checked out the new promo. I was on like social media a little bit, yesterday at work just to kind of, check out the promo, and obviously fire. So it's got everybody excited. Sounded like it kind of crashed the auction house a little bit, or at least slowed it down as far as servers went. And then, just what did we do? We sniped a little bit last night. And then just this morning kind of got up and I'm just kind of on that XP grind, not like stressing about it, but just trying to get that base, so that, like when we're kind of, when the season's kind of closing out, that we're kind of in a position to make a play to get that 98 quai, because gosh dang it, these reward cards this season are like just incredibly good. Like that Wade, oh my gosh, that card is ridiculous.
Chicken man.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we've been doing. Oh yeah, this morning too. Yeah, what was it? Just kind of grinding out XP, just on these new Infernal cards, and got to my level 30 Ascension board, and then surprise, got the hippie Bill Walton. Yeah, so I put that up on Twitter this morning, so that was nice.
And 2 diamond consumables.
Yeah, and I got like the worst diamond Jordan shoe you could get. So yeah, good fun.
How are you finding 21 versus 20 in terms of no money spent and the
Oh yeah, every season. That's the thing too. Every season is just on repeat. It's just, everything. Everybody's looking for like that one killer filter, or like that one way to make MT, and it's like that's what we preach. Is like there's a million ways to make MT. Just kind of spend a little time in the auction house, and just kind of learn kind of what has value. Like for example, like what was it like? What do they call those? I forget. Jeez, it was like Spotlight Sims, right? How you got Kobe, how you got, and then it was historic Spotlight Sims. Yeah, that's kind of how that went. But the card to get was that Cam Reddish, right? Everybody wanted that reward Cam Reddish. And just, you just find like ways to make MTs. For example, to get that Cam Reddish, you needed to have this lineup of Hawks players. And so, you're like, oh, wow, really? Bronze? Who was that bronze from the Hawks? Anyways, there was like a Sapphire Clint Capella. There was like a Jabari was a gold, right? Bruno Fernando was a gold. Anyways, it's all coming back to me now. But you find these cards that are selling for like easy, like 2, 3, 4,000 MT, and then you're buying them on the low for like 1,000, 1,500 MT, and you're flipping 50 cards. It's like very quickly you can make MT, and that's kind of So like last year, previous years, it's just kind of all the same. You just kind of like from stumbling around in the auction house, you're like, oh wow, really? That card has value or demand, and it's like, all right, let's go after it. So
yeah, I think it's a bit different this year. Like last year, we had to wait for those kind of special events, right? The big historic Spotlight Sims and all of that. This year, it's almost like every week there's a thing, right? Like I made 100K in the last sort of 12 hours just flipping Ruby Clay Thompsons because
that's outstanding. Yeah,
right.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly it. You'll find that, and just is Ruby Clay the play to make MT this weekend? No, there's probably like 100 different plays to make this weekend as far as like, what to target to snipe and flip. So yeah, it's outstanding. So, and yeah, if you really make an effort like you did, I mean, you can very quickly make 100K,
Yeah, I spent £8.
It's just making the effort, and that, yeah, it's just making the effort. And that's the thing too. Like everyone just kind of gets so wrapped up in this, like, like, oh, I can't make coins. Well, are you trying? You know what I'm saying? Right. Because that's really what it comes down to. Are you posting your cards? Well, no. Well, that's how it starts, just.
Because this season they have, like, with the seasons, they have so much XP challenges and stuff. So it adds more like value to cards.
There's that's a great point too. Like this season's different with XP tied to lower tier cards with, and now to finally, like, they're listening, like, limited in October was awful. Limited was turned into like a second unlimited, where basically people were running these Pink Diamond God squads, trying to chase after whatever that, current limited reward was.
It was Ralph Sampson. He was terrible.
Yeah. And yeah, that reward wasn't any good. And but my point though is what's nice is since Thanksgiving, they've kind of like toned it down as far as like, just, like the last couple weekends have been like, one top tier card, but then all sapphires. And then kind of like around the Christmas holiday, it was like 1 or 2 top tier cards, but then all rubies. So yeah, like you had said, that gives lower tier cards value, so you'll see cards like, like Ruby Jonathan Isaac is a great flip, like how Ruby Rex Chapman had a ton of value for quite a while. Ruby Manute Bull, so cards like that, those are cards too that you can kind of like target and flip.
Yeah, and they're dropping these like moments challenges as well now, right? Where they just randomly pick a card and suddenly we were
and the people that and then too, like when like in those what is it, like say like Deer and Fox is like going off like for a career night, right? Everybody's rushing to go clear the auction of his card, and then sure enough the next day they'll drop an XP challenge for a current team, Deer and Fox, and then you'll see that card sell for like 20, 30, 40K, very quickly too, so, and then of course throughout the day his price will drop. But again, people are kind of like getting smart to actually having like good heat check cards that, that are getting updated on the regular, so again, like you'll look at like, like just this weekend, I just picked up Giannis for like 10K. Heat check Giannis. It's like, gosh dang, because that card's going to have value, as soon as they light him up again and make him a 97 overall. And for a casual player or for a budget baller, to get a 97 overall, like in like a lit up heat check in their lineup for like, even once his price does jump up to like say 30, 40K, I mean, it's still value there. So yeah. So again, a million ways to make MT.
Definitely. I'm planning on actually flipping some Evo cards because Jared Jack. Yeah, I heard he's really good.
Yeah, I was grinding down with him this morning. He's pretty good. And then like, but right now, his amethyst is just getting flooded. So like, I mean, like he right now is selling for like 10K. So I wouldn't get too excited about that. I mean, yeah, if you're running solos and you want to have a Jared Jack like in your lineup, to kind of again just as kind of like a little cherry on top to whatever you're trying to grind and get done, but yeah, you're not going to get rich like flipping Jared Jacks right now. So just a heads up on that.
Yeah. What are your most legendary snipes, do you think? Like what
our legendary snipes? Yeah. Oh yeah. No, like COVID, like for us, and me being, an educator, that was, gave us kind of that luxury of like last season, like March through the summer was to just kind of like, be home. And then when those, promos would drop, like my son, being home, like he would be on the auction house and that was fun. Like last year, like I think like in last spring, through the summer, I mean, my team was hot, everybody was playing and the auction house was hopping like with every new promo, buzzer beaters or prime sets or whatever. So like he had gotten on PlayStation 3 of those prime Lamar Odoms when he first dropped, for like 100K each, and then each flipped each for like 500-600K. Like so in a day, that was huge. And his best snipe, his 2 best snipes like last year were what did he get? He got that Rashard Lewis, which he sold for like 1.5 million because of course that was like that one key card to get the gold Kareem. Yeah, so that was huge. So that was a big one when he got that. I was like sitting next to him too. I'm like, what? Yeah, we got this like little video game room where we hang out in, where we got, a couple, that's where it has every Xbox and, PlayStation and every game system we've ever owned. So yeah, we're just kind of chilling that night. It was like a Sunday night and it's just, he's like, oh, I'm just going to quick check out, like that set and see if I can get a Rashard Lewis, and 10 minutes on the filter and boom, there it was. It's like, oh my God, 1.5 million he just got there on that sniper. Prime Kawhi 2 that he got for 500 MT. That was crazy.
Oh,
Ooh.
whoever lost that, I know they are sick to their stomach. To their stomach.
Yep, good times. Yeah, good times. And that's the thing too. Like, those are probably like our best snipes. I mean, that's the thing too. Like, but to make MT, just like you were saying, Jazz, is like the trick is just it's the grind. It's the hustle of just finding these lower tier cards that have phenomenal profit margins, huge profit margins. On those clays, if you were buying them for 1,000 and flipping them for 2, that's a massive profit margin. You're basically doubling your MT with every flip. And if you can get 50 cards up, those profits add up quick.
Yeah, I don't think people look at the auction house as a game mode when it really is. You know what I mean? Like if you play it for a whole week, you're gonna make some MT.
Yep, I was just talking to Shake last night too, just a little bit about sniping and work in the auction house, and that's the thing too. Like, you are a digital card collector. I mean, that's how you have to think of it, as number one. And if you like card collecting, well, then you'll also like MyTeam, because it's digital card collecting. And the more you get into it, the more you're kind of like, oh yeah, okay, this card has value and demand. Why? You kind of get behind that. Like you had said, like, is it XP related? Is it, some sort of moments related challenge? Is it, could be any number of reasons. It could be like limited, lineup related, like with Clay this weekend. I mean, there could be, 100 different reasons. So that's what's kind of makes like MyTeam fun and interesting. And two, just, it's like we've always said, it's like the best unofficial game mode at MyTeam is just working the auction house,
Right. Yeah, I remember when I first came across one of your videos, because I actually started playing MyTeam because of COVID, right? I was at home and I didn't really play the game mode before that. And I remember running, like, I think it was Pink Diamond Steve Nash for like 2 months. He was just surrounded by rubbish cards. Like, I just couldn't generate MT. And then
he was dirt cheap. Yeah, I remember, like, you could get Steve Nash for like under 20K, right? I remember that.
Yeah,
it wasn't a bad card. Yeah,
it was all right. It did the job. I think
budget balling, doing your best. Yeah,
Chris Paul at some point, like.
But you're right though. That's one thing though too. Like, just playing MyTeam though without working the auction house, it's tough. It's tough to make MT. So because it's really, you're spinning your wheels after like contract costs and stuff like that. So
yeah, I just felt like I was like underwater the whole time. Like just trying to stay above zero. I saw one video of yours which was one about flipping silvers. Yeah, like I had loads of silvers in my collection. I was like, I didn't really think about it. I was like, oh, I just pulled these. They're probably worthless. And then I sold one for like 25K.
Like those Thunder silvers. Yeah, that's when, like, this year it's a little different. Like when they switched from the current series to the current series 2. I don't know if you guys noticed that, like around like kind of
just got a snipe on Klay Thompson.
Yeah, you're on here sniping on the podcast. I like it. Look at this guy. He's multitasking. I should be on a filter right now while we're hanging out.
Yeah.
No. So yeah, just like, I mean, that's like previous seasons, silvers had a lot more value, like that OKC, like to finish the set, like the reward was tokens, this year, we saw those cards go up a little bit in value, like when they switched from like current series to current series 2. But there's not a ton of value, just because tokens, I don't think are like, I mean, I think once they drop opals, like a bunch of opals on the market that have demand, then you might see a little bit more of a push, for those cards. But like right now, it's only like, I think you get like 10 tokens per current team set, and it's just not worth it, for people to kind of overpay for those right now.
Yeah, I remember when they dropped the DeRozan, the Galaxy Opal DeRozan in the set last year, that all the Series 1 prices went through the roof. Like, it was really obvious that shift happened.
Yep, exactly. Just like playing the stock market, So
yeah, it's fun.
Stashing those cards away for that moment when it does happen. People do that a lot, but people ask me that a lot though too. They're like, oh yeah, space, so like, what should I invest in? What should I be, like stacking up and putting away? And it's like, we really don't do that. My thing is, I always tell people, I'm like, look, make your MT now, take your profits now, because you don't know what could happen. One code could just totally wreck you, like one locker code, right? And just completely destroy a market, So my thing is if you got a snipe, put it up, flip it, take your profit, and then use that MT to make more MT. I mean, that's just the biggest thing, versus, I mean, could you hit it big on speculating? Absolutely. Like I'll speculate like on diamond. Like for me, diamond shoes are just a no-brainer. Like when they drop a code for diamond shoes, absolutely stack up. Spend like 200,000-400,000 MT on shoes. Put them all away, because guaranteed, like in a week, the prices are going to be back up, and you'll double, triple your MT. So that's always a smart play. But otherwise, Yeah,
I remember you dropped a post. I think it was in one of your videos. You mentioned Floki for 5,000. I had no idea he existed. And then, you kind of mentioned him. I went onto his Twitter, and I think I must have made 250K just batch sniping off the first post I ever saw of his. Like,
Floki's awesome. I mean, he puts a lot of effort into his thumbs. I mean, and that really kind of like, I mean, it just gives you, I mean, are you sitting like at your console with Floki's guide, like sitting next to you going, oh, is it what, no, that's not, you know what I mean? But it does give you kind of like a baseline to kind of start, to kind of know like, okay, well, we always talk about like buy now price ranges when you're sniping. We've done that like in the past, like especially like when we start getting more diamonds and pink diamonds, you can kind of, like diamonds right now start at like 10, 12,000 MT, and it's going to be like Ben Wallace. It's going to be like Season of Giving, John Starks, Tony Parker, international, you know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
But then you kind of get into 20,000 to 30,000 MT price range. And then it's like Karl Malone and cards like that. And then you get into that, like, 30 to 50K, and that's where you kind of start seeing like DeAndre Ayton and like Rudy Gay and like higher, you know what I mean? So then you can kind of start getting creative with your snipe filters and things like that. So, but yeah, Floki's thumbs are phenomenal just to kind of get you like an idea that like, hey, look, there is a wide range in value on badges and player cards and shoes, So like once you kind of get your head around that, that's when you can kind of start, like really getting after it in the auction house. So.
Yo, he's not even lying because like, guys, I literally just tested the diamond filter. I just missed the Sidney Moncrief and I just missed the James Harden Series 2 for 8K each, and I don't have enough MT to get. Oh my God, yo, this is easy. Yo, oh my God, oh my! I'm sitting here like, what? Like my mind is blown. Like I'm looking at this filter, the diamonds. I just missed both of those, and had I had enough MT, I most definitely would have been able to flip that.
Was that the purpose of your podcast, to get me off filters right now, so that like KillaJosh could finally get some snipes? Okay, I got it. Am I like a weekly guest now? Right,
we'll see you next Sunday.
No. No, I'm just testing it out because like I've never thought about those filters you just mentioned. Like I see they got the Series 2 stuff, and like I was thinking about maybe like the rubies and amethysts, but you said that I'm like, wow, like I never thought about just dimming it down to like each tier. I would just focus on one card per set. And if after this podcast, I'm gonna be sniping, man.
Here's one other little tip too that we've kind of shared in like other videos is just like, again, like we said, you got to make the effort to post, but it's not always about being the cheapest buy now, especially on lower tier cards, because again, you got to remember, like there's the 2K community and then there's the sniping community, right? So like, when you think of like how big the actual sniping community is, it's probably pretty small. Like what would you guess? Like maybe like 10, 20% at best. So like if you think like then the other 80% that's playing this game, one has no clue what a fair price is for like a card, right? So they're kind of going, oh, hey, look, a Ruby Season of Giving, LeBron James, 5K, done. They buy it, and then guess what? There's probably like 15 Ruby Season of Giving LeBron James up for like 3,000 and 4,000 MT. So the trick is like when you're flipping those lower tier cards like that, is to find like that market price, So, and just like I said, we've talked about getting creative with your pricing strategies. Like one way of doing it is on those lower tier cards is, what is like your break even price? Maybe you started at that and then you put your buy now price at 1,000 MT more. And what we found is like 90% of the time, they'll sell for like that max buy now, just because the average 2K player, isn't real bright. There
has to be a lot of average players, because how do you keep getting snipes? You know what I mean? How is there so many snipes all the time? It has to be a big portion of players who don't know the prices, don't even care. They just
and that's the thing too. When you're talking like just on like if you're building if you're a casual player and you're just building what you think is just a good squad, again, that's where you kind of like the auction house savvy player is going to be like, take advantage of that, and just kind of not like say, oh, I hope this Ruby Jonathan Isaac sells for 20K. Well, it's not going to sell for 20K. But if Ruby Jonathan Isaac is kind of in that 8 to 10K price range that you see, right, if you're putting them up for like 89.50, 99.50, right, it's going to probably sell for that 99.50 every time, just because the average player, as that card's getting ready to expire, they're going to see that and be like, oh, I got to quick buy that, and just they're on it, they aren't smart enough, or at least, motivated enough to actually use a filter to kind of see like if there's one up cheaper, or willing to sit on a filter for like 5 minutes to get one for cheaper, right? They just want it and they want to run it and then just go, as opposed to like sitting in the auction house, so.
Yeah, we kind of benefit, like you said, like the sniping community is not that big. And I actually used to think it was bigger because the way I be missing snipes, I tend to go for the bigger snipes, but I used to think it was a lot bigger than what it is. But you're right, because the only way you can get snipes is if there's people who really just don't know how to really work the auction house. So like it's kind of like a a beneficial relationship. Like, all right, you know, they missing out on MT, but you know, they don't
top tier snipe filters like opals this weekend is going to be like hella competitive. It's going to be ridiculous, you know. So good luck. But again, like one thing too, like that's worth pointing out, like all the years that we've done this is, you know, we get our haters too that are just kind of like, oh yeah, you know, like I don't want to sit on a filter all day and 8 hours. It must be nice to be able to sit on a filter 8-10 hours. No, you know, it's like we all have jobs. We all kind of like, you know, like at the end of the day, kind of come home and relax to playing some MyTeam. So I mean, yeah, if you know, sit on a filter for 10-15 minutes. It's like fishing, you know, it's like, you know, throwing a line in the water, and sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't see anything, you know? So, you know, one, quit making excuses. And two, the other thing too, is the PlayStation community. Like you want to talk about like, I see that all the time, like just excuses and like, oh, well, it's so different on PlayStation. No, yeah, it's so much easier on PlayStation just because the community is so much larger. So when you're talking about sniping and flipping cards, yeah, is it more competitive for like those opal snipes? Absolutely. But as far as like sniping and flipping lower tier cards, it was so easy. I mean, it's ridiculous, like just how easy it is to just flip cards on PlayStation, just because, again, that community is like 3 times the size of Xbox. So that's our thing is just quit making excuses, just get out there, make plays, you know. And
I agree completely.
I'm trying to get 700K so I can get that LeBron. That's my goal right now.
Hustle, let's go. Yeah, Party Pete, my son. Yeah, he just picked up that T-Mac last night. Yeah, and his dad was just running. No, you know, he was on a. He was on the opal filter and he spent like a couple of hours, you know, just on and off on it and didn't even see anything last night. So that's, I don't know. So we were kind of like, you know, and on Twitter, we saw a couple kids like get, you know, some opal snipes, but it wasn't crazy yesterday as far as like people getting like T-Mac or LeBron. So he was using some elder filters and that'll be our tease for, that's our weekend video. He found like a nice low tier filter where that was pretty consistent, make some decent coins. So you'll have to tune in. You'll have to tune in, like, and subscribe. Come on.
Yeah.
Party Pete the GOAT.
Yeah, he is the GOAT.
Space, what's your opinion on badges? Because that's been like one of the biggest kind of new things this season about you know, flipping MT. People are saying that they're going to basically lose all value in the next month. That's sort of general.
I do like how they have loosened up. Like so for us, badges were awesome. Like to start out the season because you couldn't really. There was no real good way to kind of filter and find the badges that you needed. You remember how it was broken up through about October, right? Yeah. But if you had like every badge in your collection, you could search them that way very quickly. And we made a ton of MT just sniping badges that way, searching the badges from your collection. But once they fixed that, it obviously kind of like corrected it a little bit. And let's just say we weren't making as much MT off of like sniping and flipping badges, but you can still make MT sniping and flipping badges, right? Like the point is like, you know, like badges were phenomenal because, you know, like because you couldn't search them, you didn't really know what a fair price was for like, let's just say gold Deadeye. Well, now you can search gold Deadeye specifically and go, oh, okay, it's like a 8 to 10K badge. All right. You know, so as far as sniping and flipping, you know, it's like, it makes it a little trickier. Whereas like, if you had that gold Deadeye in your collection, you could search it, you know, specifically find it and then price it for, you know, what, again, was that not cheapest buy now price, fair market price, because again, people didn't know like what gold Deadeye went. So like they saw for like 15K and we're like, yeah, I'll take that. And just because they couldn't search that there were like, or at least had the patience to search to find like one up for like maybe 5K less. I mean, that was crazy. So that was fantastic. But once they fixed that, it's changed it a little bit. I mean, obviously what's happening now is they're kind of like giving us badge packs. They had like last weekend in the limited where you could earn a badge pack for every win. You're seeing like prices on badges go down, but there's still like profit potential there. Now, had you like, if you were like a no life that kind of sat on badges like all day, every day, and you had like, you know, 150 range extenders to sell that you'd been kind of like sitting on and hoping to sell them for like 30 to 35K as to what they were selling for. And then now like, you know, gold range is starting like at 8 to 10. Yeah, you're taking a bath, you know, and is it going to get better? You don't know. I mean, that's the thing too. Like, is 2K going to continue to kind of flood the market with these badge packs? Like right now you can get a badge pack in triple threat offline, right? You know, so you just have to be smart that way. And that's kind of like where I've always taken that approach because I've taken some big baths before. Like I could tell like a story like 2K16 where I just got hosed, but like on a but no,
we've all been there.
But you know what I'm saying? Like 2K16 was like the Wild West of my team though. That was back like when, you know, guys were like buying like on a Friday night like a Diamond Kyrie for like 4 to 5 million MT. I mean, it was just crazy. Like what someone like that All-Star Shaq was selling for like 5-6 million MT. It was just, you know, like I said, it was just like the Wild West, and they didn't really loosen up diamond odds until like March. And I'll never forget, I bought like this Throwback Thursday Kevin Love for like 800,000 MT. And then by the end of that day, just because they had loosened up diamond, odds, I think he was like worth like 250,000. And I'm like, oh my gosh, nice. All right, great. But yeah, getting back to the whole thing with like badges though, you just don't know. So that's why it's just important to like always play the market, always kind of keep your collection tight, always sell like the cards that you've got, so that you can continue to kind of use that MT to make more MT. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Right. I mean, that's always been our approach, and it's always worked for us, and but again, that's the thing too. You could speculate. You could be like right now, like I'm buying every S tier badge right now because, like prices are super low. And by like the next month, like I'll be able to flip these for like 3 times what they're worth. They'll go back to like their original. I mean, that's something you could speculate on right now if you wanted, so. Yeah,
definitely.
I've got like one last question for you. It's not so much a question. It's more settling an argument. So I posted that you'll be on the show this week, and asked people if they wanted to ask you any questions. And a fight broke out over whether you were a teacher or a DJ.
Oh yeah. I'm both. Yeah. No, like I said, I just I like myself, like just so I went to, like just a little background on myself. Like I, played high school basketball, played college basketball, went to school for radio TV. I mean, so that was my major, and then just kind of have always worked in radio. It's always been fun. Yeah. And then too, just, have coached youth athletics, and, just have, use those coaching skills kind of like in the, special education classroom. I work with kids that have emotional behavior disabilities. So it's just kind of coaching them up on how to make plays in the classroom, is what I do full time. And then yeah, play radio on the weekend, part-time. That's just always been fun. And then when my son was when he was in 6th grade, kind of obviously like had a huge interest in YouTubers and that. And, it's kind of like, hey, we could do this. I'm like, well, let's look into it and see if we can do it. And yeah, that's kind of, that's kind of been our deal. So yeah, super fun.
So dope. Like dad and father and son duo. That's dope.
Yeah, it's been fun, kind of like connecting over the game of basketball. Something obviously I love a lot, and obviously grew up to myself loving video games, so to kind of have that kind of shared interest, where we can kind of game together and kind of share what we're finding fun or interesting running our favorite game, MyTeam. It's been good fun.
Is Party Pete going for Kawhi this season?
Party Pete, no, he doesn't. See, that's the thing. Party Pete's not a grinder. I always get on him for that. Like he has learned though over the years, like to not spend his MT on packs. He used to be a little pack addict. He was funny. He'd be broke, and I'd be over here sitting on like. He'd be broke, and I'd be sitting over here on like 6 million MT. But who's the better player? He's by far. He's like a lot of our game. I mean, most of our gameplays is just him cheesing it up. So he's the creator of the full court lob, which 2K patched on us because I think they were tired of us showing up.
I saw that almost every gameplay.
I know.
Full court lob. I remember even though you missed, you would get a putback dunk from.
Yeah, I wish they would have given us credit though for at least patching it. Like just gave us a shout out. We didn't get that, but that's too bad.
Like due to Party Pete in space, we have to patch the full court lob.
I know. We didn't get that, but that's all right.
All right, Space. We're running out of time. Listen, we could talk to you for hours. I think we'd love to
reach out anytime, guys. Yep.
Yeah, we'd love to get you back on soon. We're going to give you a few calls to distract you so we can jump on the snipe filters as well. We'll do that over the next week. But yeah, like, thank you so much for coming on. We'd love to get you on in a few more weeks if you're good with that. And
yep, good fun.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you guys later. Yep, we'll see you.
Thanks so much, buddy.
I have a good one, man.
That guess their Space. It's like one of the OG heroes right there, the MT Godfather.
What a legend.
Yeah, I was listening in awe while he was talking. You know what I mean? I was like listening to Jesus talk.
He does know his stuff. Yeah, thanks, Josh, again for sorting that out, man. That was killer. Yeah, he's amazing, isn't he? He's such an amazing person as well. That's the thing that's so
like. Yeah, you could definitely tell what kind of person he is just from like him telling you about the background, his life, and like what he does. Yeah. It just gives you the idea of the type of person you're dealing with, interacting with, and just the whole engagement was just so genuine and like it flowed. I liked it, man. I liked it. Just like he said, like I was watching Jaquel while Space is talking. He's just sitting there like just in awe, like just smiling. I'm like, this is like such a wow moment.
You hear his story, and it's like it fits his book. Like he deserves that voice, man. Like he's got that whole background.
He's just a good guy doing good things, man. Like everything he does is helpful, right? From his content to his personal life. He's just a great guy. He's a great guy. We got a big guest on next week as well. Do we not? This is my Illuminati methods now.
Yeah. Looks like Jazz been going to some Freemason meetings lately
Yeah.
with 2K and Ronnie.
I've actually been
sworn in
harassing people on stream until they say yes. That's actually been my method. What should we say? Like next week we'll be balling for sure, right? On the podcast.
Too much of that. I think you just kind of threw it.
I mean, if I said balling out, we've definitely given it away, haven't we? Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see how many people figure that out and how quickly.
Or you just be like, let me see. Let's.
Hey, even if they get it right, they don't actually know. We're not going to say yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could have done it.
We might flip it. Yeah, we might flip it, and it's not even them. You know what I mean?
we could have done like an auction house link from space to next week's guest quite easily. This week's guest loves the auction house. Next week's guest doesn't use it. There you go. There's the whole.
Next week's guest is Mr. No Money Spent.
Or you just say next Sunday, don't use your auction house.
Yeah. That's what it would be.
Guys, the auction house on Sunday.
What are we expecting this week from content? It just went crazy, right? And all hell just broke loose in the last 48 hours. What's coming this week?
Oh, I don't know. Like I didn't expect us to get Tracy this early. I was expecting like a Tracy maybe closer to the last qualifier, but it wouldn't make sense because of oh shit. Wait a minute, yo, the last qualifier is in like 2 weeks, bro. Oh nah, I gotta start getting ready, bro. I ain't even think about. Damn, wow. They might start pulling out some stops. Like we might get a what's an Opal card we could get currently? We might get an Opal Giannis soon. I don't even think that's too far fetched for card. We might get an Opal Giannis
or a point guard pink diamond Giannis, something like that could happen as well.
That could shoot a pink diamond glitch Giannis. That could shoot.
You know what I think they've got planned for 250k. By the time 250k is here, they're going to have dark matter. There's going to be because they want the cards to be shown because people are going to watch 250k every year more. Like there's going to be more and more viewers, right. And if they see that dark matter, like casual players going to be like, oh, I got to get that dark matter card.
Are you surprised that these cards before 250k?
100%. These are they are going like full. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like let's go. Let's not even try to have. Yeah, these like. How much better can you get than that LeBron? Like you can only add more Hoff badges and then the attributes.
You gotta help me build my lineup for 250. You gotta help me build my lineup.
100. We'll have a look when it gets closer, bro. Like you don't want to get
Yeah, I don't want to jump the gun.
2 weeks, bro. That's gonna be There's gonna be
different. Yeah.
But I can legit see people running this T-Mac in May still.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, now that we can badge up cards as well, right? These really are in-game cards. Like it's January.
Yeah. You know what that T-Mac reminds me of is that pink diamond one they released last year, and it lasted to the end of the year.
It was in 250. Yeah, right after they dropped the leap year one, and he still was usable as like a budget option. Yeah. And like even in tournaments when they had like restrictions on like tiers, people were using like T-Mac is just he's just the damn best shooting guard in my team history. You know, he's a really good card. Like if I really was to run Wade at like a 2 guard, Wade would have been outdated, but as a point guard, Wade is still definitely usable. So it's kind of to the point where it's like you might have to throw him on your bench, but if he's badged out, you could still start him. But yeah, man.
Yeah, they went crazy with the T-Mac cards last year, didn't they? They had the leap year one, then they released the Opal. No, the leap year one was the Opal, wasn't it?
Then the glitch.
Pink diamond.
Yeah, leap year was a glitch. Yeah, the leap year was an Opal. I mean, then they released the glitch one. Then they released the gold T-Mac. Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but we like a card. They cash in, didn't they? Like, they'll release.
Like that's why LeBron could never be a season reward because they know how much people like that card. He just has to be in the packs. That's what I realize now. So.
You reckon
and what are they going to do with Terry? You know what I mean? Like they're not going to have him being one of the best cards because no one's going to watch 250k and be like Terry. You know what I mean? Like
who the hell is Slinger?
Who is this dentist cooking LeBron James? That's what I'll be saying. Like,
everyone going to be running a goat dishwasher by the end of the season. This is
imagine that team. Imagine that team of you would have Terry in there, Dan Issel, Wayne Embry.
Yeah, goat Embry.
Kevin McHale. Like, who the hell are these players?
What
Everyone
about,
watching will be like, what?
you think we're gonna get like a fan favorites pack? Because like these packs, like the
They have
names,
to.
it's not similar to like, but I feel like they should bring fan favorites back. And like,
Yeah.
who's like your top 3 that you're 100% sure they're gonna make fan favorites of? Like your top 3.
Embry and Dishwasher definitely, right? Like they're the
Definitely coming back.
2 big ones.
And then it's always just the silly cat, you know what I mean? Like probably Alex Caruso and
Yeah, like yeah, right. That
I'm trying to think of like a really
wasn't
popular
bad though.
card that kind of wasn't a household name.
yeah, it'll be whoever DBG says, you know. He gets the
Rudy?
little cult followings.
Rudy?
Yeah, like a Rudy. Yeah. Those kind of
Oh
guys.
yeah, Rudy definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like they'll give him a pink diamond, maybe not an opal.
Yeah.
Opal Rudy would just break the game and be the best shooter for a while.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even do that. That wouldn't even be right.
It's just a way.
Diamond
Like,
is so good.
I think Bonga, he'll come back.
Yeah, there was a good month where, towards the end of the game, there was a good month where the 2 best centers in the game were Eddie Curry and D'Lo Roger.
Yeah, opals. Yeah, but Hall of Fame range. Like
that's
Dino
where,
Roger was a glitch.
Yeah, that wingspan. Have you been using McHale?
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I use him. He's definitely started. Like, I gotta badge him out a little bit more. But man, that card like can move like a guard. Like dribbling with him is so fun. Like if I see somebody running a Rudy Gobert, God rest their soul, because I'm using that matchup. I'm dribble glitching, I'm speed glitching. If you don't contest, I'm shooting it. If not, blown by, I'm gonna dunk.
Yeah, Jaquel, you're like tearing through my account on Unlimited.
Yeah, well, today I might go for the tournament. I'll see how the games go, but
today,
it's just depends. Like if there's many players on. Like yesterday in the morning was not a good time. Like it was just pure sweat, and then it was only like three dudes on. So I was just playing the same. I was just like, what the hell is this? Like I'll give it a few hours.
I've got enough.
And then I ran into a lot of people I haven't actually seen, which is very uncommon on my servers. Like I'm starting to run out of people to play. Like it's just the same dudes.
I'm contemplating today. I'm like 80-20. That's where I'm at right now on it. I've got enough MT. I think I'm going to grab T-Mac today.
Oh, the T-Mac.
Yeah.
I'd say his price will be like starting to get to where it will be. You know what I mean? For a while.
Yeah.
He's not going to drop. He's not going to drop much, and he's not going to go up anymore. Like he's going to be around where he is.
If you think about that leap year card last season, that was held at 500 to 600K for like 4 months.
For the first 2 months, it was actually around 700.
Yeah.
The first 2 months, and then like after a while, they started dropping more cards. He kind of went to 600 and settled there for a long time. Even when it was dropping, remember when he was on the Triple Threat Boys?
Yeah.
And like who got him on the Triple Threat Boys, they made a whole lot of money at that time. I remember I got the pink diamond when I made a couple 100,000, but yeah.
Yeah, I think like I said, even last year when the glitched version came out, the out of position or whatever it was, his still price only went down to about 300, like the other one, because that one was going for
like
over
he
$1
wasn't
million.
using him at the one. Because like, all right, he can play point guard, but T-Mac's not somebody you really want to run at the one, because it's like, I want to get buckets with T-Mac. Like I'm not trying to.
I don't think there's a
but his
card that has
defense is
more longevity than a T-Mac. So I think it's just a good investment. So I'm going to pick it
Yeah,
up today.
he's literally the most perfect player. He's 6'8", shooting guard, long wingspan, can shoot, dribble. So he's perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Wade and McGrady. It's going to be
Wade McGrady, that's nasty.
be fun. All right, guys. I think we're good. It's been a good episode, right? We've covered everything. Real life basketball.
Great episode.
Craziest week in the game. Space was on. All good stuff. Next week's going to be amazing as well. I'm really looking forward to that. Guys, until next time, thanks for watching.
Peace.
His voice.